Now then, welcome to another video. So I thought today we'd go back to something a bit more historical and have a look at my late war Germans. Now I've been collecting these for a good few years now, I think. I've rebased them a few times as well. But this is the basing I've settled on. And this will work for Rapid Fire Reloaded, which is what I play mostly, I would have thought. It'll also work for Battle Group and for Road Group as well. I've actually made some little patrol markers for Road Group as well, which I'll show you later. But so what we've got there in front of us, we've got basically a German regiment of 2 battalions, so that one, and then we've got a 3rd battalion that's sort of attached to it, probably from a different regiment or something. So I believe the German regiments in World War II generally had 2 battalions. Correct me if I'm wrong. Probably not always the case, but from what I gather, they were 2 battalions strong in a German regiment during World War II. What we'll do, we'll zoom in, we'll have a quick look at these, and then I'll show you any supporting bits and pieces I've got as well. Okay then, so starting off with this battalion, it's pretty much a typical Grenadier battalion. What we've got the commander. These guys are all on foot as well for the minute. There's a commander, there's a base with 3 figures on. Then we've got an anti-tank company. We've got a Pack 40. So this is a Peter Pig model, really nice. And then we've got a Panzer Shrek team as well. That's the anti-tank company. And then what we've got is we've got 3 companies, 3 infantry companies. Each one's 8 figures. Each base has got 2 figures on. So the way I work it in Rapid Fire is I don't generally have individually based figures. So what I'll do is each base can take 2 hits. Once it's taken 2 hits, you take it off, just to keep it nice and simple, and everything's based sort of consistently as well. Each company that has 8 figures, it also has a Panzer Faust guy. I actually use that just as a marker, so it doesn't really count as a figure. It's just a marker that goes with the company, and once it's fired it, you just remove that figure, and that keeps it nice and clean and simple, so you know which companies you've got still got Panzer Faust and things. So there's 3 companies all the same, and then behind we've got some more battalion support. So we've got machine gun platoon. So that's an MG34, sorry, MG42. I always got those mixed up. Got an MG42 team there. You've got this little infantry gun. I can't remember what it's called. A little weird looking thing. This little howitzer. Stick down in comments what it's called because I can't remember. I think this is a Peter Pig model as well. Really nice little models, Peter Pig stuff. And then we've got a mortar team. That's an 81 mil mortar or an 82 mil mortar. And then the toe for the infantry gun. Got this little half track. Can't remember what that's called either. Really should write on the bottom of the bases what they are. The Germans have so many variants of everything I can't bloody remember. So that is your basic battalion. Oh, sorry, there's a truck there that tows the Pack 40 as well. Yes, that's a basic battalion. The next battalion along, for moving my camera, next battalion is exactly the same, but the 3rd battalion over here is slightly different. The only difference being it's got a slightly enlarged anti-tank platoon, so it still has the Pack 40 with its toe, but it's got 2 teams of Panzer Shreks, and these ones are mounted in Schwimmwagons, so there's 2 of them there, and then it's got a 150 mil infantry gun in this one as well, so it's slightly more heavily armed, this battalion. Yeah, I think that mortar actually is a big 120 mil mortar they've got as well. So slightly up gun battalion there, but the rest of it, the companies and everything, are all exactly the same. Next up then, what we've got is the Regimental command, or my sort of little army command. So I've got an officer's base here. The other guys stood around a map table. So those lads. Got a little wireless team. There. I think these are oops. I'm terrible for dropping things. I think these are Battlefront figures. I think some of them might actually be Skytreks. I can't remember. Either Skytreks or Battlefront, or a mix. Kind of mixing quite well, I think. And then I've got this little guy here on his dispatch bike. That's more for battle group than anything else, but I like to just stick it on the table because it's just a bit of table dressing more than anything. Then we've got this Skytreks vehicle, this Opel Blitz radio truck. There was an antenna on it, but I have snapped it off. I'll have to get another one put on. That's a radio truck from Skytreks. I think it's a metal body, but the back cabin part, this part is resin. Yeah, it's a pretty nice model, I think, for a truck. Yep, so that's that. Then we've got a artillery observer. That's this lad here. There he is with his binos. And a little Kubel wagon that they drive around in. Again, these are Battlefront, and they come with these cast-on bases, so it's quite handy actually, because I base all my vehicles and things anyway, so it's quite handy to have it actually cast onto it. So that's the command, and then we'll move on to a little bit of support that I've got. Okay, so moving on to a bit of support, what I've got is a company of Panzer IVs. These are long 75mm guns on these. These are, I think, the late Panzer IV models, and these are from Forged in Battle. I may have shown these on the channel before, but there they are anyway. Quite like them. So there's 4 of them. So you've got a command vehicle and 3 others. And we've got a Panther behind. I've only got the one of these. Could do with a couple more Panthers, to be honest. And this is a Battlefront model as well, so resin and metal. Yeah, if we clean that one, it should weather it up a little bit. We've got a Tiger. Just there. I think this is the Whitman model from Battlefront. I just painted it up as just a Tiger. And then we've also got the King Tiger as well. It's actually given this as a present, so I just painted him up. Never used it in a game. Sure, I could come up with a scenario where it's run out of fuel or something. So that's generally what they did, I think. Run out of fuel or breakdown. That's those. And then I've got this, which is a STU 42, I think. It's a 105mm artillery gun basically in there. It's a close support vehicle. That's another Battlefront one. And this armoured car, which I can't remember the name of. That's a Puma, isn't it? Yeah, Puma. I've actually got the other turret to make the variant actually, so I can take that turret off and put that one on. And use it as either. So that's pretty much it for my late war Germans that I've got ready anyway. What I'll do is just quickly show you some of the little bits that I'll be working on next. And I've just dropped a Sherman. Okay, so the plan was to have one of my battalions, this 3rd battalion that I've added to the regiment, as an armoured Panzer Grenadier battalion. So I've got some vehicles for them. I've got a command vehicle there and 3 others to carry the troops in. What I've also got is, where is it? 2 mortar carriers, 2 with the 75mm guns, and an anti-aircraft variant as well. Then what I thought was to tow my Pack 40 in that battalion. I've also got a towing vehicle there as well, so I'll add those in and make that battalion there an armoured battalion, I think, just for something different. Now these are all forged in battle, really nice little figures. I'll just tip these metal crew out. Obviously these need painting yet. I've kind of undercoated them, but they need a lot of work on them obviously. So that's a 75mm. Really quite cool vehicles, I think. They don't mix particularly well with the Battlefront ones. I think the Battlefront ones are a little bit bigger, just slightly longer, and they look a bit odd if you put them next to each other, but if I keep them all the same manufacturer, I'll be alright, won't I think? I can't remember what variant this is either. It's got like an anti-aircraft gun in it. God knows, I'll have to look it back up. I actually built these and undercoated them over a year ago, and they've been sat in a box ever since, because I burnt myself out painting World War II stuff. Yeah, so that's everything that I've got for my Germans, pretty much. Oh, apart from this. Someone at my club gave me this. It needs stripping and repainting. It's fully metal, no idea what manufacturer it is, and for the life of me, I can't remember what type of vehicle it is either. I think it's some kind of Panzerjäger vehicle. I can't remember what it is. If you help me out with that, that'd be cool as well. Yeah, that's just going to get stripped and redone and added in. So that's all my Germans, all my late war Germans anyway. Yeah, I think that's about it. Oh, actually, hang on. Now, I did mention right at the beginning of the video that I could convert this to play O group. So what I've done is I've made some patrol markers. So what I'd do, if I was playing O group, I'd use a battalion as it is, pretty much. I'd take out these Panzerfaust figures, because you don't really need those. And then what I've done is, I've made a load of these. So 1, 2, and 3. And I've got 3 of each. So first company, second company, third company, the other one. What I do is just take one figure out of each platoon. I can put him in there, like that, and that'll become a patrol marker, just like that. And I've got these little bases, little Sabo base type things from war bases. And that just slots in like that. So, for example, this battalion, I could have, there we are, 3 patrol markers for the battalion. Or combat patrols, I think they're called, aren't they, in a group? Sorry. Combat patrols. Yeah, I think that'll work. Cool, right. I will leave you alone now, let you get on with the rest of your weekend. Thanks very much for watching. I'll try and get more historical stuff up on the channel. I know recently, sort of the last 6 months or so, in fact, probably longer than that, since I put up a historical video. I've been playing loads of historical games, but just don't get to video them quite so much, because it's down the club and it's really noisy. Right, thanks very much for watching. Bye-bye. Bugger.